Okay, round 3. We're on the play. This hand will do it. I love Freighter. Blue-White Skies, perhaps? Okay. Wow. Freighter number 2. Well, as much as I'd like to do that right now, I think we're looking to attack right away. So let's go Artisan, Servo, swing with Freighter. Opponent has begun the scrying process. Put a card on top, so they found something they like. Okay, Ibex. So, see if our opponent taps the Freighter. I suspect they will. Okay. All right. So we can go Freighter number 2, which I think we will be doing. Not as good of use of mana, but much more powerful against our opponent's current blockers. They can only tap one of our Freighters. All right. Inspired Charge. So I can play the Augmenter, and the Augmenter can crew both of these Freighters. I can swing with everything. My opponent can tap a Freighter. I can't Inspired Charge if I do that, though. So I could just do both Freighters and use Inspired Charge to basically kill the Mastodon without losing a Freighter and get some trample damage, which is not bad either. The options are all good. I'm pretty willing to trade an Inspired Charge for a Bastion Mastodon, but I mean, Inspired Charge is going to get a lot better later as well. Well, I think I just should play the Augmenter, because having 5 attackers with, or 6, I guess, with a Freighter next turn just seems way better. So I guess I'm willing to trade a Freighter for a Mastodon. So let's play the Augmenter. Get our servos. Burn our opponent. Activate Freighters. Get one tapped, trade one for Mastodon. But yes, next turn should be everything we need with the Inspired Charge. I mean, I feel as though my opponent kind of has to make this trade. There's not a lot of... They're not at a real spot where they can afford to let me keep 2 Renegade Freighters. So it just seems like a pretty obvious block, yeah. So make the trade. I'm okay with that. We still have another one. We have a board full of baddies. Baddies, fatties, whatever you want to call them. Opponent's going to have 1 less blocker because they have to use it to tap the freighter. So we're going to certainly have lethal, I imagine. Ooh, well, Cloud Blazer is a pretty important card for my opponent to get there, but it's still okay. May have put us out of lethal range, and they technically could have the bounce, but we'll see. They're going to have 3 blockers to my 5 attackers. Wish I could do charge plus sparks. That would be like a guaranteed victory here, but that's okay. So let's activate the freighter. Get it tapped. So how's my opponent going to block? They're going to lose their Theorist and their Cloud Blazer and potentially their Ibex. It's pretty contingent on how they block and if they have the bounce effect. They're not actually dead there, but I will take the concession. I mean, maybe they're just close to dead enough where it doesn't matter. Like, they're losing Ibex, they're losing Theorist, they're losing Cloud Blazer. I'm losing 1 servo and dealing 6 damage to them, taking them to 6. Left with a freighter, they can't tap anymore, but they have some cards in hand, so if they can't recover from that, that's, I guess, a good sign. Pretty lucky to see both of our freighters that game, definitely. So we're playing against Bant. We saw a Bastion Mastodon, which I would be happy to trade a Ruinous Gremlin for, or a Demolish. I don't know. People feel free to chime in. I think I like Gremlin more than Demolish. But maybe, I don't know. Just feels like, I mean, you end up paying the same amount of mana, but you get to pay in installments with Gremlin, but you also put it on a 1/1 body, which is very squishy. Yeah, we're going to keep it the same. Impeccable timing once again. We saw Aether Theorist and Janjeet Sentry, so we saw stuff that timing wants to kill, but we'll leave it like this. I guess the Pyrohelixes get worse against 1/3s, don't they? I just like that Pyrohelix can burn face, though. It's important to me, so we'll leave it. Yes. Sand is good. We'll keep. Maybe draw the freighter again. Get to live that Fnatic dream. All right. So, still play Fnatic. If we draw freighter, it's pretty bad news bears for my opponent. So we'll go Artisan here. Panharmonicon. Okay. So we can go... Torch Gauntlet, equip to servo, swing with Artisan and servo. That seems okay to me. Actually, maybe we just put it on the Artisan. Yeah, because I could put it on the servo and get in for 3, but I'd rather just get in for 4 and leave the Torch Gauntlet equipped to the Artisan, because maybe the Artisan can keep attacking. I think this is actually better. Because my opponent just clearly blocks the Artisan and takes 3, but now they take 4, and... Or, yeah, they're going to take the 4. So they take more damage overall, and I'd rather have the Torch Gauntlet equipped to the Artisan. All right. So I can trade an Artisan and a Pyrohelix for... is that even worth it? I can Mechanic Artisan, play Fireweaver, set up for a little burn. It's not great. I can attack with the Artisan, trade it and a little bit of the Pyrohelix. I think I'm going to do that. I don't love it, but I want to get the Mastodon off the board. Yeah. So we'll attack with Artisan. So Pyrohelix plus hit our opponent. Play the Mechanic. And bounce the Gauntlet so I could get more damage with Fireweaver. Is that even worth it? Next turn I can play Fireweaver plus play an equipped Gauntlet. So it doesn't seem like it's going to hurt. All right, they topped something there, so found something of substance. Mastodon number 2. Okay, so we'll go Fireweaver, Artisan, Servo, deal a little damage, and pass. Okay. Ooh. All right. Pioneer. Servo. Although, no, we want the +1/+1 counter. We lose the damage on the Fireweaver, but that doesn't actually matter. I think Propeller potentially ends up dealing more damage just putting the counter on it. So I like that more. Okay. That's a good one. Okay. I'm trying to think if we can smash for lethal next turn. Opponent's got 3 blockers currently, but I mean they're gonna draw a boatload of cards here. So they're gonna gain. Okay. So 4 blockers are at 12 life. I guess the Cloud Blazer is gonna make it so it's not lethal. Unless I draw. Well, built to smash. All right, so opponent's got 4 blockers. They block my 4 biggest guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this, let's say these 4 are blocked. That leaves me 1, 2, 3. Wait a second. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. These 3 are blocked. 4 guys can get blocked. So these 4 are blocked. That leaves me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Too short. And opponent's got a grip now, so that's going to equate to huge trouble, but there's nothing I can do about it. So we're just going to swing with Pioneer and build to smash so we don't trade with the Cloud Blazer. I mean, maybe it would just be worth it to smash with everything and get my opponent to 2 and lose a bunch of stuff. Yeah, maybe that would be better. Because then I could probably kill them the next turn. But they have 5 cards in hand. I mean, there's a decent chance that could go the wrong way. Maybe I just needed to go for it, though. It's not like the long game's going to get better when my opponent's got Panharmonicon. I probably did need to just attack with everything. They take it? That's surprising. Well, now I want to build to smash. Or do they have a... Maybe they have a bounce. No? All right. Okay. All right. Well, next turn we're going to be smashing. I'm pretty sure. I see. So maybe my opponent just wanted to get their Cloud Blazer. Okay. Huh. It's an odd one. All right, so 5 blockers to our 10 attackers. So swing with everything. Block all my 2 power guys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2 power guys, which leaves us with 5, 8 damage. We're literally 1 damage short again. Is that right? Wow. An opponent can smash back for 4, 7, 11, 14, 15 at least. If they can get 5 more counters, it'll be lethal. Yeah, since they don't lose anything on blocks, and I deal 8, that's technically not that good for us, is it? Unless I did my math wrong. So they block our 5. They block our 5 2 power guys, right? 2 and 3 power. That leaves us with 5 attackers. 5 plus 3 is 8. We are 1 damage short of lethal. So we're going to just attack with Pioneer again and use the build to smash. Well, now we're like super toast. So I wouldn't have been able to do lethal anyway. I wonder if I had attacked with both turns, if that would have been better. Maybe. But I mean, it's way too late now. We've I think that was basically our last chance. So if I had attacked all out with both turns, my opponent would have had the meltdown. I don't know. Might have been able to kill him. I think I just needed to be more proactive. Basically, like I said, there was just no way to afford trying to race the obvious late game plan of our opponent's Panharmonicon. So I think in that sense, it just made sense you had to do the reckless play. And yes, it would have been a reckless play because it wasn't lethal, and my opponent with a bounce effect, it would have been way more brutal. But in that instance, it would have worked out way better for us. So something to keep in mind. Confused why my opponent's putting the counters on those guys. So if I could go back, I would make the proactive attack and hope that it panned out. Still, definitely no guarantee that it would have. But I think it was my best shot of winning. I'm not conceding because I kind of want to get ahead on the clock here if I can. Not that it'll be a huge deal. We both have a pretty good amount of time, but it's just something that I would like. Who knows? Maybe I... Actually, why don't we just take this? Because that way, if I draw my... I guess I still can't kill them. Alright. I was thinking if I draw the inspired charge, but they still have 6 blockers. Would we be able to kill them? No. We could deal 9 to them. So is it worth bringing in the Ruinous Gremlin for like a Panharmonicon, a Sky Skiff, Fabrication Module, a Bastion Mastodon? Yeah, multiple Bastion Mastodons, I guess. At this point, it's probably just worth it. And maybe dump the Speedway Fanatic again. Too many 1-3s and 2-3s. Just makes the Fanatic a lot worse. But man, aggressively, that would be nice. It would be nice with the Freighter. And the fact that it's a 2-drop hasty creature. That's tough. We could dump the Built to Smash for like a Gremlin or a Demolish. Maybe just one or the other. Let's not do both. So let's assume Gremlin's probably better. Even though I honestly have no idea. I'm assuming it is. And I guess we could dump Built to Smash. We could dump a Pyro Helix. We could dump the Fanatic. I think we're going to dump the Built to Smash. I like the card a lot, but I'd rather keep the thing that can burn opponent's face rather than the thing that could get combat tricked like we did that game, which I don't like as much. So, all right, let's do this. We'll play first. Yes, this is a keep. So we can Welding Spark something if we have to. Pretty comfortable with that. Yeah, I'll Sparks it. So we can Fairgrounds Warden the next creature. I'm not in love with that. Well, if we draw the land, I might go Mastodon. Well, don't want to Sparks that. I kind of don't. I don't want to Warden it either. But if I play the Warden, the charge is going to get better. All right. All right. No. See, now the problem is yeah, I shouldn't have done this, because now the Bastion Mastodon my opponent plays next turn is going to be a bigger deal. I should have thought about that. I guess I needed a Welding Sparks it. My thinking, like I said, though, is set up for a better Inspired charge, which I think does make sense. But yeah, I should have done it to this Bastion Mastodon. Or Fumigate. Well, that was way more hardcore, but I was not anticipating that card. So we'll play the Mastodon now. Zero Fireweaver value? How sad. Alright. Opponent double blocks. It's not good, is it? Like an Inspired Charge, it doesn't save. Well, no, it does save it, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Doesn't save it. And I don't even kill both. Alright. Alright. Alright, so Artisan at least lets us Welding Sparks, the Mastodon. So Pyrohelix, the Cloud Blazer. Alright, so Welding Sparks, a Mastodon. So I guess our best hope of winning now is just, I don't know, building up a big army and getting in with Inspired Charge. I guess that's the best we've got. Alright, so we can blow up the Mastodon. Wait, that's not the mana it takes, is it? So we can blow up the Mastodon and at least bash. Okay, so attack with Mastodon. My opponent can double block. I mean, technically I can attack with all three. It's really not that great. But waiting around doesn't seem great either. Let's see if my opponent taps the Mastodon. They're not. Could have Aether Meltdown too. I guess holding off is something I might just have to do. I know it sucks, and my opponent's got the better position, but I feel like I just lose if they have any card in hand that deals with my Mastodon and my Inspired Charge. There's just no hope to recover. And it turns out they did, so it was the right call. I mean, we can still climb our way back into this if we just rip some multi-body things. All right, so it looks like we're probably just going to have to chump block here because I can't afford to take 7. So Fanatic, Vigilance. Yeah, I forgot that can untap. Well, I can't get enough damage in regardless, so we are toast. All right, and we get annihilated on the backswing here. Even if my opponent didn't have impeccable timing there. We did not have lethal, and we are dead on the backswing. So thank you for tuning in. I enjoyed this deck a lot. I thought our deck was fantastic. It was a lot of fun to play. I'm very surprised how much better we did with this version of the deck than the vastly superior version we just ran in the last draft. Yeah, that is magic for you, right? Just never makes sense. All right, well, fun deck. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to pilot. I like this archetype. It's fun. It's good. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.